Welcome back to the Futurist New Deal Podcast, a very special edition of our program. I am here with a man who I've spoken of before in a few other conversations, and he prefers to be known as Transhumanist X. Mr. Transhumanist X has agreed to speak with us on conditions of anonymity. He prefers to keep his identity a secret, and this is for a very serious reason, because in his home country, in the subcontinental area, I won't even describe the country where he lives. We will say that it is a subcontinental region. In his home country, it is very difficult for a practicing and he's a proud life extension, a proud transgender. And it causes offense in his community. That interview is danger, which is why we have blurred his face, we have altered his voice, and we are protecting his location and his name. Shining example to all of us. These causes like life extension and welcome Mr. doing tonight.
Welcome to you.
Yes.
I'm feeling good now.
Good. Thank you for doing this. What made you want to become a life extensionist? Tell me about your early experience, or what made you decide to become interested in life extension and transhumanism?
The realization of life and death make me a life extensionist. Because life is so beautiful and important to us, and death is killing us nearly 2 people every single second. So we have to fight with death. We have to fight with it if we want to live a beautiful life and want to save others from this horrible situation. And I wasn't sure about that after death, if we can wake again. I saw many birds and cows after their death. Even when they were killed, I saw never they come out, they wake up. So I think we have to fight with death. We have to try with our all power and energy for defeating death. That's why it's made me a life extensionist.
Very nice. And you mentioned all of those people around the world who are dying at any given moment. And it is up to us to raise awareness for these life-extending technologies so that they do not fall by the wayside, so that they are not ignored by our society. And I thank you for having the courage of your convictions, even in the face of terrible persecution, to pursue this. Now tell me a little bit more about yourself, perhaps a little bit more about your childhood. When did you realize that you were both a Muslim and a transhumanist? Or when did you come to understand these different ideas?
I born in a district in another place of Bangladesh. So when I was a child, I was taught to Muslim fundamental things and their ideology, and my parents are bringing me to a mosque. The mosque is the Muslim prayer house.
Yes, sir.
So then I realized that I am a Muslim, and you know that every child uh, receives what he taught in childhood. So that I become a Muslim, and after growing up, I see this situation around me happening, and I study a lot about science and technology, philosophy, and everything else. I realize that I don't want to be die.
Mm.
So
Very nice.
so if I'm not sure, I don't have to take this risk to die to see that I am awakening or uh, get consciousness in me. I don't have to see that. I have to try my heart and soul to achieve uh, the state of healthy life, longevity, so that I then become a transhumanist.
Mm. Very nice. Very nice. And as we at the Benzion 2020 campaign often say, radical life extension is worth fighting for. And you are a shining example of that, sir. I cannot repeat that enough. You are a great example to the rest of us of what we can be doing to take a stand in our community to support this most important of ideas. And already in this conversation, a shocking development. I mentioned at the beginning that we were not going to mention your country by name, that we would refer to the subcontinent. But you have revealed to us moments ago that you are in Bangladesh. I don't want to talk too much more about your location because many of our viewers probably know in Bangladesh, there have been some executions of people who were committed no crime except for blogging about ideas like atheism and ideas that were against people who are very Orthodox Muslims. And it's not a terrible crime, in my view, for people to express opinions, even if those opinions are unpopular in this area. And so it's very sad to look at these images of these bloggers being murdered. But tell us a little bit about what it is, without mentioning your city by name. Tell us a little bit about the city where you live more generally. What is it like? Are there practices or are there religious authorities who will take action against people who are life extensionists, people with different beliefs like yourself?
So I live in the capital of Bangladesh.
Ah,
In
yes.
this capital, you can see mosque and madrasas nearly every road. Mosque is the prayer house of Islam, and madrasas is the teaching house, is teaching academy of Muslim ideology.
Mm.
So in nearly every road has mosque and madrasas. So these people are very deep fundamentalist, and they love their religion, and they can fight for it, they can die for it. Some fundamentalists think that they will get 72 virgins if they got killed in fighting. So there are many terrorist groups in this country. They killed free thinkers and they attacked Gulshan attack. This is a side part of our capital area, and they attack on non-Muslims, Hindus and Buddhas all over the country. You can see in internet if you search for it. And here are Al-Qaeda and IS also hiding in the crowd of normal people. And Islamic fundamentalist idea is the main problem here. And
yes.
Main thing is education. There is very bad education somewhere in madrasas. In poor people, they take their children into their madrasas and teach that if you got killed in fighting for your religion, for your God, you will be given 72 virgins and you will be in heaven. Even though they tie bombs with their body and suicide attack to the enemy. This ideology they get, and in those years they attack on policemen with machete in the neck, and they throw bombs on police vans. Some policemen get injured. And there are many Islamic fundamentalist politicians like Jamaatul Islam from Pakistan. If you know, Bangladesh was in Pakistan. The 1971 Liberation War make us free.
So your country is a few decades old, formerly a part of Pakistan, and more recently became independent. And we should also mention there was another exciting revelation. You revealed that your city, Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, is where you are. But our listeners should not worry. We can still protect Transhumanist X's identity because Dhaka is a city of 9 million people. And so it is very easily for him to remain anonymous at this time. Now, you mentioned that you are a Muslim moderate and that you feel that Orthodox Muslims in some ways are persecuting you. And that's not just a feeling, that is a reality. These people are persecuting you because you are a transhumanist, because you are a life extensionist. We want to, as a part of the world transhumanist community, we want to support you and tell your story and maybe inspire people with your bravery and a little bit of insight into your experience. Now, a moment ago, you mentioned 72 virgins as a reward for Orthodox Muslim fighters. But I would say also to people who are interested in life extension and virtual reality, that you can also have many virgins, perhaps, in virtual reality. That's not just a story. You can go to virtual realities maybe someday soon and have this experience without hurting anyone at all. So I would encourage people. I would like to encourage people not to make light of this, but encourage people to consider life extension as a part of any religious view. But particularly to encourage people to look at religious moderation as a good alternative to religious literalism. My feeling, I don't have a strong feeling about religious literalism, but I do have a strong feeling about life extension. Life extension is worth fighting for. And any religious person who would take a position against life extension, I regard them as something like a heretic, something like an enemy of the human race. I thank you for having the courage of your convictions again to make this stand. I am a Jew. I am, but I am also a religious moderate. I identify very strongly with humanistic Judaism. So I find your story very relatable because I feel that I have much more in common with you as a moderate than I would with ultra-Orthodox people who are trying to undermine other people for not believing their precise idea of religion. So I thank you again for doing this. You mentioned persecution. On to my next question about persecution. How have you been persecuted for being a transhumanist or a life extensionist? Tell us about these difficulties.
I have been persecuted, but mentally persecuted, and they threat me. When I tell some people about evolution, about transhumanist ideas, and God's existence, some people tell others that he is telling about this. So then they threat me. Then threat me and they threat me very very hard, and they can harm me. I am very fearful. I am very fearful to they can kill me if I write and talk and deep things, which is controversy with their fundamentalism.
Yes, it's very emotional, and it's very upsetting that you should be subjected to this. No one should be attacked personally for their beliefs, and these people who are ganging up on you, it's unacceptable, and that's why I wanted to do this interview so that we could give other people your story, because you are a wonderful example of what it is to be a proud transhumanist in this world. And we need people like you who are fighting for life extension. So please stay strong, my friend. And we will find ways to support you in this community. Let's talk a little bit more about the difficulty of being a transhumanist in Bangladesh. Have you ever considered moving to another country, even another Muslim country? Do you think that it might be easier to be a transhumanist in another country? I know this is maybe a very theoretical or even fanciful question, but what are your impressions of transhumanism in the rest of the Muslim countries or in other parts of the other parts of the world?
Terrorists are everywhere in Muslim countries and also in non-Muslim countries. And even you can be surprised then that in USA also is in the record you can see the terrorist attack in Twin Towers and the bombardment in some places. So in Muslim country there is their target, for they are lived in many millions and billions people, Muslim people, they can teach for. So that's the target in Muslim area to collect their warriors and bring them, and they tried to bring them to Syria and where it is they have interest for to fight with non-believers, and they are trying to destroy other non-believers, Hindus, Buddhas, Christians, Jews, and they hate Jews. They hate Jews like hell. And in the Muslim books, there is a story to fight with Jews in the Jerusalem. So they are waiting for Mahdi, who will become and kill all Jews in Jerusalem in Middle East. And they are waiting for it, and they are preparing and making their network in Muslim countries and non-Muslim countries. Muslim countries for their campaign, and non-Muslim countries for their action.
And it's a very dangerous thing when you begin to combine religious literalism and the politics and organizations of the government. It can very quickly become a very dangerous thing. We see this in the United States. We see this in other countries. This is a problem in Israel. It's a problem in Russia. It's a problem in the United States, as I mentioned, to a fairly high degree. It's always difficult when you have religious fundamentalists controlling a government. It can very quickly become very dangerous and very unpleasant for any other persons who have a different background or a different values. It's why we have to elevate people like yourself who are religious moderates, and particularly religious moderates who are willing to take a stand for life extension, because that is the most important value in the transhumanist community. And you're a brave man to do this. Even to be having this conversation, to be taking my call, takes great courage. So, and I've been telling a few people, other organizers, other transhumanist organizers, I said, I'm speaking to Transhumanist X. We want to do what we can to help you through this situation and support you. I wonder if it's okay if we begin to try and formalize that support. We want to start a petition, maybe to increase awareness and maybe even find ways to help you through this situation. As a persecuted transhumanist who is also a Muslim moderate, is it okay if we start a petition to help you, sir? Also on the condition of anonymous.
It is very needy for us. Then you shall help us in our country in this situation, to help us and bring us safety. It is very needy, and I am thankful to you to wanting to helping us. It is very needy, and thanks for your help.
You're welcome, sir. I only hope that I can do a little bit. I only hope that I can do more to help you. It's my deepest hope that we can do this. So thank you for agreeing to participate and also to speak with me. Now you have studied a lot. It takes a learned man to embrace transhumanist ideas, and you have studied a lot. What about the universities in Bangladesh? Do you think that these are better places for transhumanists? Is it okay at the universities to talk about these ideas, or is it still very dangerous even at the university?
Universities are not designed in moral ideology. Universities are for they're teaching in university only the technical things like engineering university. They are teaching how to make buildings and structures and how to supply electricity and medical and uh, there are more subjects, but they are not teaching moral things except philosophy department, and you will be very surprised that in the philosophy department there are many atheists and free thinkers for that, for they are learning ethics and sociology and philosophy and history of the world, and this economics department. In this economics department you can see the free thinkers, atheists and scientific minded people, and the rest of all subject is not given a thing on this ethics or on this humanity, on loving people and bringing science and technology to our ethics and our sociology in our society. And
it's interesting.
there are and
It's
in this
Go on.
and in this university there are many political parties. There are political leaders are using them as weapon. They are fighting each other with many weapons. They put guns in the university. They hide their guns and their machete, and they you can search in YouTube and Google for it. They are fighting for their parties and cutting each other and killing each other, and there is a very bloody situation. And the fundamental things about that is Islamic extremists also trying to build their networks in this university, school, college. Everyone is working for their own interest.
Wow. Yes, it's an interesting picture of university life, and I've taught at a technical college, so I can understand this focus on technical matters. But if we don't have this other kind of training, some access to liberal arts education, that can be very limited in allowing people to have different kinds of conversations. It can be very limiting. So that's very fascinating. That's very fascinating, sir. Let me ask you, as a transhumanist, are you more interested in Aubrey de Grey and physical life extension? Or are you more interested in mind uploading and things like artificial intelligence? What do you like more as your own interest as a transhumanist?
As a transhumanist, my main factor is living a long life. My interest is catching longevity, escape velocity, so that we can try to live forever. So anyway, in physical life extension or AI, artificial intelligence, in any way I want to live forever and want to catch longevity, escape velocity. But I think in the beginning point, there are two or There are three things I am interested. That one is the gene therapy, gene editing. We are dying for our telomerase, and if we can edit our genes, we can live longer, as it proven in mice. In mouse, some researchers are applying it. And then the second things in this is stem cell therapy. And stem cell therapy is very vital for longevity, escape velocity. And third things, it is also, you can call this an AI, artificial intelligence, or robotic control that can engineered in nanoscale, nanotechnology. In nanotechnology, if we can create nanorobots and put it in our body, in our brains, it can repair our damage, our neural brain damage and our inner damage, so that we can live longer, so that we can improve our health. And if we get immortality or perpetual situation in our body with this technology, we don't have to have need to upload our mind. But if we cannot achieve perpetual life in our physical body, then we have to change our heart and our liver, kidney, and our inner things into technological part. The pacemaker in heart, the France doctors are operate the heart, exchange their heart with artificial ones, and there is many technology are coming, and I wish that will improve our life and improve our health and help us, and will help us in longevity, escape velocity.
I do wish for that also. I want to see the people of the world and the people of Bangladesh benefit from these technologies as soon as possible, as you do. And I'll say, moving to my next question, a big part of my interest in life extension is a desire to see the people that I care about, like my own mother, who I love very much, able to live a long life, a very long life, as long as they want to live, so that I could never be separated from them. Are you able to talk to people who you are close to about this interest in longevity? Is this something that you are able to talk to at least your loved ones about?
Yes, and I'm doing it. I'm talking with them.
Good.
And avoid the controversial things within religion and science. Avoiding it, I'm just telling them that in a healthy life, you can achieve a healthy life to take time and attention to it. And trying is our only thing. We have nothing can do without trying. So we have to try. We have to survive.
Very nice.
I tell them about this.
Very nice. Very nice. And we mentioned a little bit of outreach to your family, trying to do what you can to open their mind to people who you are close to, rather, to open their mind to life extension a little bit. If it were safe to you, if it were safe for you in your city, in Dhaka, and you could be doing more outreach to other people in the community, what would you like to say to them? What would you like to say to other people in the Muslim community about life extension or about futurism more generally?
If I get safety enough, I will talk with them about transhumanism, science and technology, and evolution and God existence openly without fear, and teach them well, and and I will try to build a group or people like that will also teach people like me, and I hope it will grow grow in every place in our country.
Very good. Very nice. You're a brave soul for doing this. Truly brave. What do you think that we in the world transhumanist movement, people who are activists on the world stage for life extension and for these other things, what do you think that we can do specifically to help the people of Bangladesh to improve the environment there, to improve literacy or other things, whatever you like, to help set the stage for life extension? Obviously, it would be silly to say this and not talk about money. Money is a big factor for life extension. But what would you like to see happen? A wish list for the people of Bangladesh, maybe things that we in the world transhumanist community can start to talk about for this part of the world.
The wish list must be creating branch of your community here in Bangladesh. Sacrifice more time and attention to it. Keeping doing it regularly, making a strong in international solidarity. You can come in Bangladesh to visit us and help us, and we are looking for a root grass movement to change the situation, and I am hopeful for singularity, the technological singularity. If you can continue, if like Ray Kurzweil says, if you can continue that trying to put a point, the focus of time and energy repeated regularly every day, it will grow like exponential. It will grow exponential, and when it is bring in 90-degree, it will be singularity. It will be singularity, and there is talking about technological singularity, and I think there is also will be the ideological singularity. And
very nice.
Our
we do need this consensus.
Yes, because when we start, there will be less people, some resources. But when we continue it, some people will bring more people, and there will be an exponential revolution, like in bacteria in a resourceful area. You know that the bacteria in a resourceful area growth like exponential. So I wish the exponential will come, and I thankful for your support, and I am hardly wishing to your community that we will make together it. We will make here a branch of yours, or make a good world about
Yes.
universe.
Yes. I would like to see that. And it reminds me, here in Phoenix, Arizona, I live here in the United States in a city called Phoenix, not as large as Dhaka, maybe in many ways a less interesting city. A city of such size, I imagine, has so many wonderful things happening, but it is a large city, Phoenix, Arizona. And here where I live, near where I live in Scottsdale, there is a social club for life extensionists. There is an organization that gets together a few times a week, and I often attend this organization. And we have wonderful conversations. We support each other in our interest in life extension and other transhumanist ideas. Now, if it were safe for you, would you like to see something like that in Bangladesh? Or even if you had the opportunity, would you like to be a leader of such a club in your city in Dhaka? If it was safe, would you like to take on that leadership role?
Of course, that will be my pleasure. And yeah. I want to be making here a branch of your church-like movement.
Very nice.
I want to open a branch here to educate people and keep networking with it to improve our world views for our futurist things.
Very nice.
And for that, I supporting you and your coming election, Transhumanist Party presidency. I like you, and I'm telling people that you are a good person. For everything, because one thing I like to you, you have more connectivity with Liz Parrish, and Natasha Bitamur, and the Joltan is one who is the who was presidency election in America with coffin bus. He will.
Yes.
He was campaigning it, and I for that, if people can connect it with you, they can get the opportunity to bring their health in a higher position by Liz Perry's gene therapy, by Abu Rodriguez, many therapies and many research and technological things, and there is very need to connect it with you for using this connectivity. By using this connectivity, people can get goodness from you by connected by these mutual people like Liz Parrish, Natasha Bitamur, Abu Rodriguez, and Ray Kurzweil, and get their treatment so that they can win the longevity escape velocity.
Yes. Well, there you have it, folks. Transhumanist X supports the Futurist New Deal for America. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful endorsement. Again, I'm moved. I've been moved a few times in this conversation. So thank you. Thank you for your support. And I should mention that this club that I mentioned, this social club for longevity advocates, there are other clubs that are part of this organization in other parts of the world. So it's very possible that we could have a club, a part of one of these clubs in Dhaka. So we should continue to have that conversation. Now, let me ask you maybe just one or two more questions, because I know that it is a different time there. It's quite late. We've spoken of how atheists are sometimes have been persecuted in Bangladesh, even killed, simply for blogging, simply for writing about their beliefs. Do you think that life extension belief is as dangerous, or maybe more dangerous, than talking about atheism in Bangladesh? Do you think that Orthodox Muslims will someday be open to life extension, or do you feel that this is still very dangerous?
This is kind of same dangerous as them, as freethinkers who were killed in several days, in several years, same dangerous, because they criticize the Prophet Muhammad. This is the main point why they killed them. And there are many points too also. What is it? That if a Muslim believe in transhumanism and talk about longevity, escape velocity, they think that these men are not Muslim, because they don't want to die and improve their health, and want to hack their bodies, want to alter their bodies. This is the godlike activity. This is the godlike activity. That it is the bad thing. If anyone believe in this, they think they left their community, and for this they can damage them. They can attack them, and it is so dangerous in this point, because of some point of godlike activities. Murtadness, the left and own religion and community. It is death sentence for some ideology. That if you left your religion, you will be killed. You can see like this in Saudi Arabia and these Muslim countries, that if anyone want to leave their religion or talk like science and technology, like evolution or God existence, they think they left the religion, so kill them, as they killed and injured the freethinkers in several years. You can see the bloody pictures in Google. They killed many freethinkers for it.
Yes. And wow. Yes. And it's no crime to have different ideas from a religious person, even if there are many religious people in your area. It's no crime. It's no crime to want to live. This is the only thing that life extensionists want. They want to keep on living, the thing that we all do every day. And the idea that this would be so troubling to people, it blows my mind. And it's a horrific circumstance. And I thank you again for having the courage to speak to us and to relate this tale to us so that we can understand and begin to talk about the importance of life extension advocacy in a bigger way, the relationship that religious moderates can have to this organization from any tradition, and maybe the relationship that any tradition itself can have to life extension. I believe that in any religion, any idea in religion is compatible with life extension, and I hope that we can advance that idea in some small way by sharing this conversation with people in the transhumanist community. In closing, do you have anything else that you would like to say to the U.S. transhumanists, to the world transhumanist community about your situation, about life extension, about what you would like us to do moving forward? What are your final thoughts, Transhumanist X?
And I want to tell you that we have to come together. We have to strive together to bring a better situation and bring a good world for us, for our whole universe. And we are waiting and trying to bring singularity, and we have to work all together, and we have to donate and support everywhere we can, and we have to make a grassroots movement. So I request to them to bring the solidarity, bring a strong community and help each other to bring a better future.
Yes. Very wise words, sir. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for speaking to us. You are a brave soul to do this. And I hope that people will see this talk and feel that strength and feel that boldness and be inspired to go out into their community, be inspired to support transhumanists in other parts of the world, and be having these conversations so that we can have a world that supports a universal longevity escape velocity, that supports these things that everyone deserves. Everyone on Earth deserves this choice to live as long as they want. And I thank you, sir, for having the courage of your convictions to speak with us tonight on the Futurist New Deal. And thank you for your endorsement as well. I appreciate that. Have a wonderful week, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You also.
All right. We'll speak soon. Thank you again, Transhumanist X. We will find a way to support you. We will find a way to tell your story with this podcast and other methods. Thank you for reaching out to me with this incredible story.